But finally, he's finally here in studio, the CEO of Safaricom, Peter Ndegwa. Good morning.
Good morning, Maina.
Hold on. There you go. Yes, the mic is on now. How are you doing?
Very good.
Karibu sana Classic 105.
Asante sana.
Yani, in all your corporate travels, you've never come here.
Can you imagine?
Can you imagine?
Yes.
And you have... Hey, karibu sana.
Asante.
And nice to meet you.
Thank you. Yeah.
So here we are. You're now at Safaricom. Where haven't you been all over the world? Working.
Probably not very many places. Yeah. So
yeah.
I've been around. So I've worked in and lived in 5 countries.
Wow.
Yeah.
Which are?
Of course, Kenya.
Yeah.
I've worked in Ghana.
Yeah.
In Nigeria.
Yeah.
Worked in the UK.
Yeah.
And also in the Netherlands.
Wow.
Yeah. So
you bring a wealth of experience.
Thank you.
But you come in at a time when the country is just going through one of its toughest times ever. And that's what I wanted to ask you. When you came in, this thing happened, what was going through your mind?
Yeah, Maina, sometimes you don't know whether it's fate or whatever, but I didn't imagine that I would be going through my onboarding. Ile inaitwa induction.
Yes, induction.
Yeah, on Zoom. So
by the way,
remotely. Yeah?
Yes.
Lakini, of course, I've been to the office. I went to the office on day one. But it is an incredible time we are going through.
Yeah.
World going through a crisis. Kenya going through the crisis. But there's a silver lining in everything.
True.
Safaricom ni kubwa sana as a company.
Yeah.
This is the time to really support the country.
And
so
you
it's actually
have
not a bad time
to
be involved in supporting the country, navigating through this crisis, showing our leadership. Kwa vile Safaricom imekuwa what it is today because Kenyans have supported us.
True.
So we have to support Kenyans during this.
And you've done that in a big way. I must say, Safaricom, you've really supported communities, the government, customers, and Kenyans at large from a business standpoint. How has this pandemic affected Safaricom?
Maina, our priority, our number one priority is to keep the country connected.
Okay.
We are an essential service.
Yeah.
We are a telecom business.
Yeah.
But also we have M-Pesa.
Yes.
Which of course is very important when everyone is saying no cash.
Yes.
So during this time, our primary focus is to support the country get through this crisis.
Yeah.
Because when the country gets through this crisis, then Safaricom will be back.
True.
So we have seen increase in demand of data, especially at home.
Yeah.
That's why we've doubled bandwidth on fixed.
Yes.
We've seen demand for education material.
Yeah.
That's why we are zero rating.
With the kids at home.
Yeah, with the kids at home.
Yeah.
We've seen a lot of transfers on M-Pesa.
Yeah.
And although the economic activity is down, tumeona kwa lipa na M-Pesa merchants, that activity is down, especially in sectors kama restaurants, tourism, retail and wholesale. The use of cash, or the use of cashless is up. So because we've given free transfers below 1,000, we've seen 20 million plus.
Wow.
Kenyans transferring money between 0 and
1,000 bob.
Yes.
Because it's free.
Because it's free. But also it is important, it lowers the cost. It is convenient. So people are at home. So we've seen certain aspects of our business going up. We've seen a bit of pressure on data. On voice.
On voice, yeah.
But data, we've seen it increase. The other area is we've seen small companies are more affected than large companies. So we have to pay attention for small companies to support small companies.
Okay.
And it's good the government has started to announce measures that support small companies.
Yeah.
Because small companies employ almost 80%.
True?
Yeah, so especially those daily workers, restaurants owners, barber shops.
Yes.
So we need to make sure that we support the heart of this country, which is small companies.
That's true. I wanted to ask you about, like you said, supporting the small companies. A lot of them are struggling. There are a lot of industries that have just disappeared. There are a lot of careers that have ended. Performers, artists. Safaricom is big on artists and supporting local young talent. That is an industry that is just in disarray. and they're really struggling. And I interact with a lot of these young artists, and they're trying to wonder, my only source of income has always been live performances. That's not happening anymore. When you look at that young person who has worked so hard to build a name and now is literally living on his last few shillings as a company, and you look at these young people, because I always believe in ensuring the youth don't lose hope. Are you open to ideas to support artists like you've always been? Are there things that you've got in place to try and help these artists?
So we are open to ideas about supporting all young people. One thing that I should say to people at this stage, because this is a global crisis. It's affecting everyone. Whether that is in Kenya or anywhere in the world.
True.
So I think there is something about being patient that this crisis will be over soon.
Yes.
Because I think hope is important.
True.
Even if you lost 6 months, it's not the end of the world.
True.
It is saying, look, we need to reduce the spread of the virus so that we reopen the economy. Because reopening the economy, you'll be surprised. Kenyans are very enterprising. They'll come back, they'll bounce back.
True.
And because there was no issue before the crisis, and it isn't because the economy had a problem, a big problem. So if the health crisis is managed well, we believe that the country will reopen. And that's one of the reasons why we are saying that small businesses are an important driver of getting back employment. So one of the things we are thinking about is how do we support small businesses during the recovery phase to in partnering with other like-minded corporates, banks, to give them some working capital, to give them digital tools to enable them to restart their business. So the restarting of business is important. Of course, if we have entrepreneurs who are doing something, they are probably small business. It's still part of so we shouldn't see small businesses as only the registered businesses. We have almost 7 million small and micro businesses, including your one-person business. So that's why we are focusing on small businesses. And if there is association of artists, they can approach us from the foundation. We may be able to support them or understand their needs during the recovery phase. So it's important we channel our focus on supporting small business, because it will support a lot of people in the country. It'll mushroom
and just be the foundation for our growth.
Exactly. And also because artists will only be able to come back if people have money. If people start to have money back into their pockets, the demand side will come back. This is why we are saying if small businesses come back, employment will come back, the demand side will come back. And also we know that supply chain has been affected. Many people are importing a lot of things into the country. So and although cargo is working, supply is still not working.
It's still a problem.
It's still a problem, even for big companies. So by supporting small businesses, we can help them restock. But the most important is to get people back into employment, so that people can start buying. Because even with M-Pesa, even if we are saying let's give free services, people have to have money to transfer. So we've seen the level of activity going down, despite the fact that cashless is increasing. You know, the proportion of money that's been transferred on a cashless basis is increasing, but overall economy is down. It's down, So we are happy and willing to support anyone who calls themselves small business, because we believe that's the heart of this country.
Absolutely. You're in the technology field at Safaricom, you're in telcons. I'm looking all over the world. Has social distancing affected your staffing? Because a lot of you people can work from home. How is social distancing and or rather, let me just put it, working from home? How much do you encourage it?
You know, Maina, we realized that many people hadn't thought about it. This is not a country where people work from home. You know, I worked in Europe, and I was working 2 days in a week at home.
From home.
First, because the infrastructure is right, including power, availability of internet and so on. But since COVID hit, a lot of people have made sure they enable themselves to work from home, because they also have kids.
True.
The kids have to access the internet.
True.
If they are going to be able to learn.
Do their online learning.
Yeah, so Kenyans are very enterprising. So we've started to see every company enabling their employees. So we have done the same. 75% of our employees can work from home.
Wow.
But we still have shops open.
Yes.
Remember that we still have the front line open.
And that is those are the things that we relate with.
Exactly. So we still have the shops open. But a lot of the back office people are working from home. We have half of our call center working from home, half of our call center. But people can't tell where people are answering the phone from.
You can't,
but half of it is working at home, because we can still see all the calls that are going through.
True.
And be able to record that. So I think everyone has learned, and especially small business, that's actually slightly cheaper.
Yes.
If you're a small business, you don't need a big office.
You don't need space.
You don't need a lot of space. Yeah. So offices, workplaces start becoming a space, not a place.
Yes.
So not a place.
I like that.
Yeah. So instead of thinking, well, I have to be in the office to work.
Yeah.
I can actually be in a hotel as long as I have access to the internet and work.
True.
So people will actually be more flexible. Even when you talk about the musicians and the young artists, they can actually be more empowered to work, to live their lives the way they want, without necessarily feeling they have to be in a particular place. So entrepreneurs, if you think about even developers, the IT developers, you can be based in rural area, as long as you have internet. And be able to provide services to big companies. So in future, I think it will be more people will have access to
the option of working from home.
To the option of working from anywhere.
Let me ask
not
you,
just home.
When you look at Facebook, you look at Kina Twitter, they're saying their employees might work from home forever. They're actually thinking about that.
It is not quite reality, because there is something about interaction.
True.
Yeah, so if you are working from home, there's about human.
Yeah, you miss something. Yeah,
there's something you miss.
Yeah.
So I think what Facebook is saying, they are trying to see how do they replicate some of the human-to-human interaction, even if you're at home. So they are starting to think, what does working remotely mean, but still retaining collaboration, interaction.
Yes.
So it was the future. People are thinking about what the future of work.
Yes.
So it may be that newer employees who need to learn the culture of the company need to work in the office, but the older employees who already know don't need to, because they don't need to connect as much.
True.
And actually they know how the company is.
Yeah.
So you've worked in radio for a long time.
I can work from home.
So you can work from anywhere.
Yes.
Yeah. So
I can literally work from here. You're right.
Yeah. So, but if a new person came in,
they
would need
to come
in and actually understand how a studio operates.
And also understand the creed and the station.
Yes, exactly.
Amazing. Yeah. Okay, let me just go to tweets here. Hey, Samuel Mailu is saying, please ask the CEO if they shall reduce the calling rates to 50 cents. Then please say hi to him.
I have said hi to
Samuel Mailu.
about the 50
the lower call rates.
The lower call rates. I think we will continue to review our call rates, but also even data to make sure that it's affordable. In the past year, actually customers probably don't know that we've reduced data quite a bit.
You have actually.
But also we have made data not to expire. People used to
let me tell you, that is the best thing you ever did.
Yes.
Because my goodness, it has just freed me completely. Dorcas Njoroge is asking, say hi to Peter and tell him welcome to Safaricom. Please ask him about free transfer of money. Would you consider making it free for higher amounts? Then say how much.
Is that Dorcas?
Yeah.
Yeah. So Dorcas, thank you for the question and thank you for welcoming me. So we have made the 1,000 limit as a free transfer, because we want to support during this period. And we know there's a lot of people. There's 20 million plus customers who have transferred money between 0 and 1,000. So it means it is actually reaching.
It's reaching its target.
It's reaching its target. So we would want to retain it at that, and also remember that we also said it will be for a 90-day period, just so that we support people during this period. Absolutely.
It's all about everyone making a sacrifice, Dorcas. So I think it's getting there. Peter Miano, you're saying he's a management guru who has put Kenya at the top and is now heading Safaricom. Karibu sana. Please ask him if he's open to mentoring upcoming and young managers like myself.
So Miano and my namesake Peter, I think it's a great question. One of the things that gives me pride in running this business, because it can give hope to young people who are growing up, that they can grow through their career and get to the best of what they want to be. And one of the things I want to do is to support young people, whether that is through schools like my former school, or actually support through talks, with Strathmore and other colleges. So I'm looking for ways of ensuring that I can reach as many young people so that I can share my own experience. I've benefited from a lot of training, and many in the past, my line managers bet on me. So I have to.
You've got to deliver.
As I run the 6,000 strong, I have to develop talent. I have to make sure that we get the best talent, so that we export that talent, so that they can come back and continue to run other companies. But also, yes, I do have to deliver. But I'm used to running big businesses.
You're used to running it. And that's the thing. The fact that you've done what you've done, and you've been where you've been, and you are where you are, is so inspirational. It makes people think it's actually possible.
It is possible.
I don't know.
They shouldn't think it is possible.
Personally, I have never ever seen anyone with a CV like yours. And a lot of people are saying, is Peter Kenya Nama?
Kenyan, bred and born and bred.
In fact, there's someone here asking, is Peter Ndegwa and they go of those Muzungus with an African father?
So I was born in Nyandarua, as rural as you can get. Grew up.
Listen to this story.
Grew up in rural Kenya. I went to Starehe Boys. So many people know me from the days.
For primary or high school?
High school. No. I went to primary in Nyandarua. Secondary in Starehe, and then things started to grow from there. I joined PricewaterhouseCoopers from the beginning on Koinange Street.
So after Starehe, where did you go?
To Nairobi University, and then joined PwC on Koinange Street. And then went on secondment to the UK for 6 years. Came back, joined East Africa Breweries. 8 years. Went to West Africa for 7. Went to Europe for a few years, and then came back.
Your CV is so Hollywood. It is so Hollywood.
It is real.
So I can feel where Peter is coming from. The mentorship thing is going to be big. When you were coming into Safaricom, were you jittery? Were you like, did you have a question mark somewhere?
On myself or on what?
Yes.
So I think,
because you're the CEO of Kenya's biggest company. You're a CEO who directly touches so many millions of Kenyans. The influence you've got is huge. We came from Michael Joseph, then you moved to the late Bob Collymore, rest in peace. We still love you and we miss you. Then you're coming to follow up on that. Did you ever feel,
And this is something that I've learned in the roles that I've played. So I've played many roles: CFO, East Africa Breweries, CEO Ghana, Guinness Ghana, CEO Nigeria's, managing director of 50 countries for Diageo in Europe. I think when you go into those roles, you actually have to realize the responsibility that you take. So I think there's a real sense of responsibility for Safaricom. It's the largest business, but more importantly, it's the pride of Kenya. So of course, there is a sense of real accountability and responsibility.
Yeah.
And I'm the first Kenyan.
True.
One of the things that I say to people is, when you go into a new organization, however successful it is, do not try to be the previous
previous guy. Yeah.
Because you have to be yourself. And that's the way you are at your best. So don't feel the pressure.
Yeah.
And then even I joke with Michael. I tell him, Michael, I will not be like you.
Yeah.
I love the things you've done, and really pay tribute to what Michael did as a CEO, but also to the late Bob.
Yeah.
They have done a fantastic job. But it's for me to
create your
my own path and the growth profile that Safaricom will be known in the future.
Yeah.
That Safaricom will be known for in the future. So there's a real sense of accountability.
Yeah.
If you ask me, that's where the pressure comes in.
Yeah.
But also there's a real sense of pride that I'm serving this country. They're getting so much experience elsewhere. Yeah. What's the point of running companies all over the place if you can't lead your own
and come and play your part in this?
Absolutely. And that's why it feels great during this period.
Yeah.
That we are supporting to shape how the country is coping, including supporting health workers.
Yes.
Supporting customers.
Yeah.
Supporting the Ministry of Health. Supporting small businesses.
Yes.
I don't know whether you know, the government has been announcing that they are transferring money to the vulnerable people. We are supporting the transfer.
Wow.
Free through M-Pesa.
Wow.
So there's a lot of work that's going on. We are supporting people cope with the floods. So we donated 15 million together with the Red Cross. We are using SMS to warn people about likelihood of floods.
Yeah.
So these Safaricom has been known to touch everyone in the country. So it's just ensuring that I understand that responsibility.
And don't tell, with your CV, you most certainly do, and you're more than capable. I mean, where you've been, my God, is just crazy. Okay, a lot of people saying karibu, karibu, karibu. Here's one saying, Calvin is saying the best thing Safaricom has done is allowing customers to pay for commodities using Bonga points. Hats off to that. And you can do so much, but they even pay your NHIF using Bonga points. I checked my Bonga points the other day.
Maina, you have a lot, I'm sure.
So much. Now this is the problem. I forgot my Bonga points pin.
You just call
I'll make sure I sort that one out.
The call center, it will take a few minutes to get the pin. And then you can transfer. There are many people who will need those Bonga points during this time.
True.
And also it puts money back into the country. So far we've seen 300 million shillings worth of cash being redeemed in Bonga for Good in Lipa na M-Pesa merchants.
Wow.
300 million since we opened. And people should realize, previously people would redeem it in airtime and data, which doesn't cost which doesn't cost us a lot of money.
Yeah.
But now we are giving real cash.
True.
So it supports the person you are sending.
Yeah.
It also supports the merchant.
Can we go back to when one Bonga point was worth 10 bob? That was when I had cash money in my phone.
But you still didn't use Vina.
That's true.
Yeah.
So now we've read and we've listened to Peter Ndegwa, the professional. What are your hobbies when you're not working? How do you unwind? How do you just get your mind off everything?
So I like keeping fit.
Okay, it shows. It definitely shows.
So and the reason for that is, for you to lead others, you have to lead yourself.
True.
So you have to keep fit. Family is important.
Yeah.
I have a young boy that I'm raising with my wife.
Okay.
Who is 10.
Yeah.
Just over 10, and been traveling around. It's good to bring him back.
Yeah.
So that he knows what Kenya is about.
We need to introduce him to Kenya,
so that he's not asked in future whether he's Kenyan. like you're asking me. Yeah. And so family important. Leisure, watching sports is important. Of course, with COVID, that's a problem.
Yep, true.
Yeah, but sports is important, and just reading. Just reading broadly.
Yeah.
Is so and traveling. When it was possible to travel. One of the things we did as we went around the world is to make sure that we traveled around a lot. We used the opportunity of living elsewhere to see so even I have a map, or we have a map that where we have pinned all the places
where you've been.
Yes.
Oh, that is so cool.
Yeah, so it's
wow. What sports do you follow?
Football. Arsenal is my
club. Oh no.
I knew it would annoy you. I knew I would annoy you, but that is one thing that I was
Eddie, you know, God can't give you everything. He has to deny you something. So it's okay. Oh man. It's okay. We forgive you. You are a good man. That we absolutely love you. Listen, thanks a lot for coming by. It's been an absolute pleasure talking to you. And one of the things you've said today is, first of all, you're open to mentorship if you're a young person. And I'm sure Peter really influences you. There are going to be opportunities, and I'm going to make sure I communicate those opportunities to you. But remember the one thing he said, to be able to lead others, you've got to be able to lead yourself. And that calls for self-discipline, and it calls for sacrifice and making sure you prioritize things in your life. Is there something that you had to give up that you really wanted, but you had to?
I think the one thing that I've learned is patience. You have to do a lot to be able to do what you to deliver what you want to achieve. I think probably you could say that as we traveled around, my wife gave up her career. Although now she's discovered another one. There's always something. There's always a silver lining in everything.
True.
So you always have to, work-life balance is the balance you choose.
Okay.
So the amount, we are 24 hours, in the roles that we operate.
Yes.
So there's a sense of comfort that you could have if you are not in my role. People think we are very comfortable when you are very senior, but there's an intensity that means that you have to give up certain aspects of just going and sitting around the beach. Because you are committed to what you do. So these aspects of life that you have to sacrifice for you to be successful in a career. But for me, what I've always learned is stay true to what you believe in. And be patient.
Be patient.
Great things will come, and keep doing the right things. And great things will come.
Be patient. Keep doing the right things. Everything's gonna come. Wow, you've really inspired me. And it's got to be one of the best chats I've had in a long time. I want to say thank you so much. Classic 105 absolutely supports you. Our listeners absolutely love you. And they say karibu sana to Safaricom. And we shall definitely be engaging further. But that's Peter Ndegwa, CEO of Safaricom. He's in the hot seat. No pressure. He knows what he's good at. And I think that's the one thing you also need to understand. You need to know what you're good at, isn't it?
That is true, Maina. Yeah. And I thank your listeners for welcoming me. And Safaricom is in good hands.
And Safaricom is there for you.
And it is there for you. And Kenyans have supported Safaricom for a long time. During this period, we will be with Kenyans. And during the recovery period, during the COVID recovery period, we will ensure that we support Kenyans to get back on track.
Thanks so much for coming in.
Thank you.
It's been a real pleasure.
Thank you,
and karibu sana tena sana.
Asante sana.
Peter Ndegwa, ladies and gentlemen.